Hi my beautiful friends, how are you doing? It's Mimi here today, and today is actually going to be a very different fun video where I'll get to talk to you. It's going to be a hair Q&A where you get to ask me questions and I get to answer to you any hair related questions. I posted about this on Instagram a few days ago. I posted about it on Instagram and Facebook, and there was tons of questions, probably hundreds of questions. Thank you to every single one of you who asked me a question. Of course, I'm not going to be able to go through hundreds of them, but I kind of went through lists and lists, and like I took screenshots on my phone and then I went through every single one of them just to see what kind of questions a lot of you asked, and then I tried to just pick one of them. So there was a lot on hair fallout, a lot on, you know, some other topics. So I just tried to pick one of each, and I think I have about 20 here, which I know is a lot. So I'll try to go through them quite fast, but I'm really excited to cover these topics, and I think this is a really nice way because I get a lot of questions from a lot of you guys on daily basis asking me different questions, and I thought it's so much nicer when I can do a video and actually share the answers with all of you. So let me stop rambling and let's just get into the video because this might be a long one. So let's begin. So get cozy. I'm pretty cozy here. I have my tea, my ginger lemon tea that I'll be sipping on. So delicious. And I have my phone here, so if you see me looking to the phone, don't worry, I'm just looking at the questions because I have to be reading them. All right, so let's just get into it. Question number one second. This was from Instagram. Marisa XX is asking, what's the craziest color you've dyed your hair? I'm not sure if a lot of you know, but I actually, from the age of 15 to the age of about 20, 21, I was a bleach blonde. So I've had blonde hair for about 6-7 years, and I loved it. I had so much fun being a blonde. That's really the only color I've ever colored my hair. I never went like pink or purple or any other more extreme and more interesting colors, but I've always dreamt of experiencing what blonde hair would be like. So as soon as I got a chance to dye my hair, I just did it. And at first it turned out a bit orangey, but then through time and through experience, at first I did it myself with Layla, and it was just really not a good color, especially for my skin tone. And then of course, as I got older, I worked and I could afford to go to a hair salon and get it done professionally. And at one point I had a really nice ashy, like lowlights and highlights. I really liked it. I think I'll put a picture down here so you guys can see. That was fun, but that's really the only color I've ever had my hair colored into as opposed to my natural color. Actually, this is not my natural color because right now I have ombre highlights, but you know what I mean, right? Next question. Amna Sami is asking how to get rid of dandruff. Now, it's very important to first analyze and see if dandruff is what you're dealing with, because there's dandruff, which is an overgrowth of fungus on your scalp. I know it sounds kind of nasty. Actually, we all have this fungus on our skin, but if it's overgrowth of it, then you will experience dandruff. Now, there's also something that looks like dandruff, but it's actually flaky skin, so dry flaky skin that can also look like dandruff. So I think it's important before you look at the situation to see what am I actually experiencing. Is it dandruff or is it dry skin? Once you know exactly what you have, then you can treat it based on what you have. So if you actually have dandruff, then one of the most important things to do is actually switch to natural products. So when it comes to washing your hair, I would suggest switching to all natural products that do not contain any harsh chemicals like silicones, laurate sulfate. You can research more into this, of course, if I talk more in depth about it. And of course, if you want, I can make a video about it because there's so much to talk about it. But switching to natural products is tip number one. Also washing your hair with vinegar, because apple cider vinegar acts like an antifungus treatment, so that can be very beneficial. So every time you wash your hair, just finish it with the rinsing with apple cider vinegar. Now, if it's not the dandruff that you're experiencing and it's just dry skin on your scalp, that can happen from using too much heat or blow drying your hair too close to your scalp. In that case, of course, you would want to minimize the heat on your scalp, or when you blow dry your hair, make sure you're never pointing at your scalp and just pointing down at your hair. Next question, and the next question is from Ready to Click Chic, and her question is, do you recommend the clip-ins for someone looking to get thicker hair? Definitely, definitely, definitely. One of the reasons I wear clip-in hair extensions is because I want to get thicker hair. My hair is not thin, it's medium to thick, but the results I get with extensions is like, I mean, I'm wearing them now and it's just incredible. Personally, I can never have such thick hair without the extensions, so I would definitely recommend it, not only if you want to have longer hair, but also if you want to have thicker hair. Next question we have is from Winter Gray Harlow, and she's asking, how do you get the clips to not show? Mine always do because my hair is so thin. We have a video on this and I'm gonna post it down below and link it as well here. Our friend Steph, she has quite fine hair. Her hair is longer now, but this was filmed a few years ago when she had really short blonde hair and it was quite fine. Steph is is a master at, you know, seamlessly blending her extensions in her hair. She's just amazing. I don't know how she does it, but actually I do know because she made the video. So I'm gonna link into that video because I think if you see it visually, it's just so much more helpful than me just sitting and talking about it. But I can give you some tips. If you have fine hair, of course, go for a finer set. So we at Luxy Hair Extensions, we have 3 different sets, and our 120 gram set is designed specifically for fine hair. That's the set you probably want to go to. Although Steph, as you will see in the video, she does wear the 160 gram set, which is designed for medium thick hair. If you go for a thicker set, sometimes you'll have to not wear all of the wefts, because if you wear all of them, they might show again because you have finer hair. Another tip that I can give you is also when you're clipping the extensions, we have a video that shows how to clip them in. However, you have to just kind of go with what you have because that's what you're working with. So instead of clipping them up here, because mine go from the bottom to the top, but here, because you have finer hair, maybe you just want to clip most of them at the bottom and kind of stop clipping them in at the ear level. In that case, you will have enough hair to cover all the wefts and they will not show. Again, if you feel like this is something that I can address in another video, leave me a comment down below and I'll be happy to dedicate a whole video to that. Next question we have here, and it's for Murray Taylor 20. How long is your hair without extensions? Okay, I don't know if I can show you right now. When I wear them, they blend so well, and actually I didn't even blend them today. I just washed my hair and I clipped them in, and I brushed, of course, the brushing helps. Let me try to see if I can, yeah, this is my hair. It's about, I think right now, 18 inches, like 17, 18. And then you can see this is where the extensions end. So I'm wearing the Umbre Blonde hair extensions today and they're 20 inches. So you can see the difference. It's just a few inches, but the thickness that the extensions provide me, of course, is kind of the main reason why I love them so much. Next question comes from Mary CHM. And her question is, give us your best advice on how to make your curls last all day. Very simple. When it comes to curls, I think the most important thing, 2 things are using a really good curling iron. That's number 1. If you have a weak curling iron, you're not gonna achieve good curls. It's just simple as that. So you want to invest in a good product that actually curls your hair. That's tip number 1. And tip number 2 is using an extra cold hairspray, because if you just curl your hair and you don't hairspray it, it will not hold the curl. Using those 2 things in combination is what is gonna give you great curls. Now, I can recommend some curling irons. I personally use Enzo Milano. I use different kinds, but a lot of times the Cortex. There's many different brands. I mean, do your own research, find something that works the best for you, but something that's strong and works really well, and then using that with combination with the extra hold hairspray is what you need to do. Next question comes from Lisa Lovely, and Lisa wants to know what's the best split end treatment. This is a bit of a controversial question because there's so many websites and articles that claim that there's ways that you can help you split ends and there's ways that you can treat them. However, logically thinking about this, you know, once your hair has split, so once you can pick up your hair and see the ends are splitting, there's nothing you can do to glue them back together. Even if you put a hair mask, even if you put all kinds of expensive treatments, nothing is gonna actually glue back, you know, if this looks funny, but if you have a broken hair, let's pretend this is a broken hair, there's nothing that's gonna glue it back together. However, there's still things that you can do to prevent future split ends, and that would be probably something none of us want to hear. That's probably decreasing the use of hot tools, because hot tools is what dries the hair. When the hair is dry, it splits. Simple as that. Next question comes from Zalfi YouTube, and Zalfi wants to know, do you feel wearing extension makes a huge difference? Definitely, definitely, definitely. You know, when I wear them, it's like this va-va-voom effect. I mean, I look at it as a fun accessory. Quite frankly, I don't wear my Luxys every single day, but when I do wear them, I just feel a bit extra special, you know? It's just like something extra, something fun, something more dramatic. I have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. All right, so next question we have here from Christina226, and Christina wants to know tips and tricks to help hair grow longer faster. This is also a very, very interesting subject, and I think I could talk for a long time about this, and I think I could probably make a whole video on this. So if you guys want to know how to grow hair faster, let me know and I'll make a separate video about it. However, if I just want to give you a few simple tools here or a few simple tips on how you can make your hair grow faster, I would say always start with nutrition. If you eat healthy, if you're healthy, then you know, you grow healthy hair, you grow healthy nails, feels, your skin is glowing. So that's tip number one. You start taking care of your nutrition, eat a well-balanced diet, and you will see it reflect in the quality of your hair and how fast it grows. But if you want to see a video on it, let me know down below, leave me comments, and I'll make a video about that. Next question comes from Luisa Liepe, and she wants to know, why do you wear hair extensions? I wear hair extensions because without them, it's just not the same, especially if I'm doing hairstyles. So I really enjoy sometimes wearing my hair in a nice side braid, or if I have my hair down, sometimes I want to experience what it's like to have Pocahontas hair. That's why we even started this whole company, Luxy Hairs, because I wanted to have longer hair, and I realized by the age of 20 that, it's not happening naturally. I wanted to try and see what it's like to have really long, thick hair, and it gives so many different opportunities when you have thinner hair, which again, my hair is not thin, but it's not the same amount of volume. It makes a huge difference when you do braids, ponytails, when you're going out and you want something extra. Again, I don't wear my hair extensions daily. I just look at it as a fun accessory that just adds a little extra when I want to do a little extra with my hair. I think that explains it well. Next question is a fun one. It comes from Wonder Chebs, and she wants to know, do you ever feel like cutting your hair short or getting a full fringe bangs again? It does cross my mind all the time. I think about getting maybe a bob, but then I know that in 5 minutes, okay, not 5 minutes, but in a few days or even a week, I'm gonna get bored. 1, 2, because my hair is not naturally straight. If I had shorter hair, it would be so hard to style it. I don't want to style my hair all the time, especially if I'm on a holiday and I want to embrace my curls and I had short hair. That's just not gonna look pretty, guys. It becomes like a frizz ball, and it's just unmanageable frizz ball. So for me, longer hair not only makes me feel better, but it's also easier for me actually. I know for most people it's like shorter hair is less work. I think longer hair is less work because I can just put in a braid or in a ponytail or a bun or whatnot. But if I have short hair, I always have to style it because I can't put it away. It's just here. So I think it's a big commitment when you actually cut your hair, unless your hair is naturally straight and you can just wash and go, super lucky. But if your hair is not naturally straight, you probably will have to style it for it to look good, unless you have perfect waves and you're lucky. So for me, yeah, it crosses my mind. I think about it for 5 minutes. I consider it for a second, but then I think, Mimi, you love your long hair. It makes you feel great. So just, stick with that for now anyways. Next question is from Meg Thomas XXX, and Meg is asking, is it bad to sleep on wet hair? It depends. Is it really wet? Is it soaking wet, or is it damp, like almost dry? If your hair is actually soaking wet, I wouldn't recommend it because I don't think it's actually comfortable to sleep on wet hair. That's 1. 2, I think wet hair can easily tangle. So in your sleep, as your hair is drying, it could tangle and you could wake up with a big tangle that is very unmanageable, and you would have to brush it out and spend a lot of time, and in the process you can lose a lot of hair. If it's almost dry and it's just a bit damp, I think it's not a big issue. But if it's wet, I would say wait for it to air dry or just quickly blow dry and then go to sleep. Next question comes from Kiana Florentino, and she wants to know, hi Mimi, so I sleep with my hair extensions all of the time, so I wouldn't have to keep reinstalling them every morning. Is it bad for the hair extensions? Honey, screw the hair extensions. This is not good for your hair. I definitely wouldn't recommend for you to sleep with your hair extensions in. Think about it this way. You have something pulling on your hair 24/7. Do you think this is good for the roots of your hair? I don't think so. And I think that's a straightforward answer. I think the beauty of clip-in hair extensions, and that's why I personally would never do fusion extension or any type of extension, is because clip-in hair extensions are the safest way to have longer, thicker hair. You clip it in when you want it, you clip it out when you don't want it, and you can enjoy your own hair. But if you have it in your hair 24/7, it's pulling on the roots of your hair, making your hair weaker, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Also, of course, it's bad for your hair extension because as you're sleeping, the hair could be matting, so your hair and the extensions could be matting, and you could wake up with knots, and this of course will decrease the lifespan of your hair extensions and can create tangles in your own hair. So definitely wouldn't recommend it 100%. Next question comes from Be Bold, Be Crazy. Nice name. My hair keeps falling out. It's very thin and it has very little volume. I do eat a lot but no fruit. However, I take vitamin supplements every day, which give me most of the daily required amounts of vitamins. What can I do? Hair fallout was definitely one of the most frequently asked questions, and I think I will probably make another video addressing it. I did a couple of videos last year because I was personally experiencing more than average hair fallout, and I got quite concerned because nobody wants to lose hair. It's not fun. When I did research, I found a lot of interesting information that I've shared in my videos. I'm gonna link it down below. There's one that talks about it generally, and then then there's one that shows the DIY shake that you can create at home, which will definitely help you get more biotin and more protein in your diet and create healthier hair. But pretty much what I can say in this very short time to help you have thicker hair, of course it can be genetical, you know, hair fallout can be genetical or it can be due to poor diet. So if it's due to poor diet, you want to again look at your diet and make sure that you get enough protein, you get enough iron, because if you look at the chemical structure of your hair is pure protein. So if you don't get enough protein, your hair will be very brittle and it won't be thick and you're gonna lose a lot of it. So that's very important thing to look at. Another thing you want to look at, of course, iron. If you don't get enough iron in your diet, take some iron supplements, but only go for the natural kind. Again, I feel like there's so much I can talk about in this video. I will take another 10 minutes talking about it. So if you want me to make another video, I'll be happy to do it. But again, definitely start with nutrition, because your body is this vessel and whatever you feed it will reflect in the body. So if your hair is falling out, if your nails are brittle, if your skin is flaring up, something is going on inside. So you have to figure out what it is. And I can't just give you one quick tip that is gonna solve all your problems. But if you start researching and learning more, you can definitely help this issue. Next question comes from Marcy1686, and Marcy says, "Hi beautiful Mimi icon, thank you. Do you use dry shampoo, and how many times in a week you straighten your hair?" I don't use dry shampoo. I personally avoid anything that will build up in my hair. So unless I really have to, which is very, very rarely, I will stay away from dry shampoo, because naturally my hair is not oily, so I don't really need it. I understand there's people with more oilier scalp that will need the dry shampoo. So yeah, I don't really use dry shampoo that often. And how often do I straighten my hair? I actually don't flat iron my hair almost ever. I usually just wash my hair, let it air dry a little bit, and then I just blow dry it with a round brush. That's what I do. And how often? I would probably say I wash my hair every 3-4 days, because my hair is more on the dry side and I can go 3-4 days without washing it. Alright, I'm gonna be wrapping out, so just a couple more questions. Next question comes from Ansargs. Oh, this one is a bit complicated. It's Ansarg668. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. How you find inspiration to create such pretty looks? I don't know, sometimes I see some hairstyles on the street. Like the other day we were in Barcelona and I saw this girl in the store and her back was to me, so I was like, oh, just taking some pictures because she was wearing a really pretty hairstyle, and I'm like, I need to recreate that. Sometimes it's also from the runways of different fashion shows. I really enjoy looking through those for inspiration. Sometimes it's your request, so it's a whole bunch of different things. Sometimes it's something I see that I want to learn, different things all the time. Next question comes from KT in Wonderland, and KT wants to know, are the longer sets thicker than the normal sets? And Katie is referring to the longer Luxy hair extensions that we just launched. They are 24 inches, and yes, they're thicker. They're 220 grams, because the longer the hair, the more volume of the hair, so there's more weight of the hair as well. So it's 220 grams as opposed to 160. And last question for today comes from Selena Style, and she says, "Hi Mimi icon, you're so beautiful, inspirational." Oh, thank you. Oh. And she says, "Do you have tips about hiding baby hair? When I make a bun, we can see them on the top of my head. It's really annoying. Thank you so much for being who you are and motivating me." Oh, you're gonna make me cry right now. Love you. Big kisses from Paris. Oh, thank you so much. Love you too. Yeah, this got me all emotional. But back to the question. Thank you so much for, first of all your compliments and your sweet words. Speaking of baby hair, I have a lot of baby hair. I don't know if you guys can see it. When I was little, I thought eventually they'll grow out, but baby hairs stay babies forever. I guess I could do a video about it. If you guys want, let me know. But to give you a very simple, quick tip, if you're doing a bun, you just want to brush it and hold the brush and then spray it. And you gotta use an extra hold hairspray, and then after you brush it, you spray it and just hold your hand over the baby hair and wait a few seconds till the hairspray dries, and that should do the trick. But there's a few other tricks. If you guys want to see it, let me know and I'll be happy to do a video. I think that's it. I've talked a lot. This was a very fun video. If you guys want me to do this on, you know, maybe monthly basis, I would be happy to, and then this could be maybe like a segment, like a hair Q&A, and I could, instead of 20, do like 5 or 7. And yeah, I think it would be really fun. So let me know what you guys think. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for all your support. It was so much fun chatting with you as always. Have a beautiful day. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.